Thank you all for coming to this workshop, which is very experimental and experiential. We want to sense our perception of energies, how we perceive energies. And the first question I would like to ask you, whether you ever wondered whether the thoughts in your mind are your own, or whether perhaps they came from outside. Or are you sure that the thoughts that you're thinking are your own thoughts? Have you ever wondered why you feel spontaneously attracted to some people and feel repulsed by other people? What is it? We know from Vedic psychology, as we have heard yesterday, that we attract people who have the same sanskaras, very specifically. If I have an unhealthy sanskara among so many people whom I meet in my life, I will attract a partner with the same pattern. So why is that? We know it is a fact, we have seen it many times, but why is it so? It's not that I'm going around and telling everybody about my childhood wounds. No, we're not doing that. But still, so how is this happening? Why is it happening? Yes?
Because the unconscious mind do communicate. Because of communication between the unconscious mind.
Okay, yes, okay.
Because of the energetic field.
Mm-hmm.
That emits some kind of vibration, and then we resonate accordingly to the same vibration.
That's exactly what we're going to test today. So, our thoughts, our emotions, our beliefs, our conditioning creates a filter through which we perceive reality. And everybody has a very specific individual energy field or filter, which we can call the energetic signature. And it's clear that everybody perceives the same object differently. A very glaring example is a newborn child. The mother who has just given birth finds that baby the most beautiful thing in the whole world. And even the father may find it looks like a dried plume. So the same thing appears very differently according to our perception. That means our inner world shapes the perception of our outer world, our reality. And in the same way, what we perceive reinforces our beliefs, our inner world. It's a confirmation bias. Whatever we perceive is a confirmation of what we have already believed. So, in order to perceive clearly and to do these experiments which you're doing today, we first need to clear our nervous system, because there's a lot of stress and residue which we collect during the day. And there is a natural mechanism in place, which animals still do, but which we don't do, which clears the nervous system of all that. And once we have cleared that, our perception becomes wider. We are able to perceive better. The filter widens. So before we start our exercises, we will do that energy clearing, which is called therapeutic trembling. Therapeutic trembling. We are trembling. We allow the body to shake, to tremble. And I will explain how it works. We'll do this for 5 minutes. And we have music to inspire you to do that. And it's very easy. And it's not a performance. So you can close your eyes, you are with yourself, with your energy. It's not about watching anybody else, it's about going inside and letting everything else which doesn't belong to us just fall away, shake it off. We're shaking it off. And we start with the feet and we allow it to happen. We just start, and with the music it will happen naturally, and then it comes up, and then we just continue this for 5 minutes. So I would like to request you, please stand up, and I'm playing the music. So this is something which animals do naturally in the jungle. If there's a lion chasing a deer or an antelope, then if the deer or antelope escapes, then the stress response is very, very short. There's a moment, this fight or flight, immediately, it runs and runs and runs, and as soon as the danger is gone, then it's just shaking. It shakes off the stress. It's like a trembling for a moment, and then it's gone. But we carry the stress with us because we don't do that. So when we are in a situation where we feel high tension and cortisol and all the stress hormones are in our body, then we carry them with us the whole day. So that's why this exercise is very, very helpful. You can build it into your day, and can do that anytime you feel like you have to get rid of the stress. So now, how do you feel after this? Yeah, you can notice a difference. Yeah, great. Okay. Yeah. So now we will continue with our perception, and we are going into meditation, where I would like you to perceive different states. And you will feel into your body, feel the difference. I will guide you and experience what is happening in your body, especially the energetic shift. So please take a comfortable position. I'm playing another music. Just arrive here in this space. And Relax into your position. Feel the surface beneath you. Become aware of your body. And start breathing deeply. Breathe into your belly. Deep inhale. And exhale. Release whatever tension you may still feel. And notice how with your body also the mind calms down. Because mind and body are intimately related. Just observe your breathing. And let the thoughts come and go. And now we do a little body scan. Noticing what is going on in our bodies. So we start from the feet. Feel your feet on the ground. And from the feet, you move up. Feel your calves. Notice if there's any tension. And just release if you notice any strain, any tension. And then move up to your knees and your thighs. Move up to your pelvis, your hips, the sacrum, belly. Move up to your chest. Shoulders and arms. Notice how they feel. Are they hunched, stiff, or relaxed? Move up your neck. How does your neck feel? The mental stress and burden of the day. Your chin, your jaw, your eyes. And the crown of your head. And now move deeper into your body. deeper inside and feel the space in your body, muscles and bones. And begin to notice your energy, life force, your energetic signature, or your vibrational frequency. And now let's play with that a little bit. Let's think of two different scenarios. The first situation that you bring to mind is a situation where you felt stressed, where you felt perhaps overwhelmed in anxiety or perhaps frustrated. We had the feeling, I cannot do this, this is too much. Maybe you were angry. And feel the situation in your body. Notice exactly what is going on in your body as you remember this situation. And notice what is happening. Notice where in your body you feel tightness, tension. How does it feel? Does it feel familiar? Is this a frequency you're carrying with you? Like the trail of an airplane. So just notice it and let it rest there in your memory. And now we gently shift to a different situation. Think of a situation where you felt joyous, happy, you accomplished something, you were very confident, self-assured, empowered. You know, I can do it. I did it. It feels good. And go there and feel it. Immerse yourself in this. With your emotions, go there. And again, where do you feel it in your body? Notice all the fine, subtle vibrations and the difference. What is happening in your body? Is this the frequency that you're carrying with you most of the time? Is this a frequency you would like to radiate out consciously? And now that you became aware of that, notice the difference between these two states. And know that it is your choice. It is your choice how you want to feel, how you shape your inner world, which in turn shapes your outer world. And then take a deep breath. And slowly come back, feel your body. Remember that state. And then when you're ready, gently open your eyes. So we had a subjective perception of what is happening when we perceive different situations. And our mind, our subconsciousness does not distinguish between visualization or memory, imagination, and the perceived reality. It's the same response. There's a famous example of the lemon. If you think of a lemon, you produce a saliva, there's no difference. So we can really train our consciousness. Now, this was an individual experience, but now we're going one step further. Now we want to see how your body responds to that, physiologically. But before we do that, I would like to ask if there's any feedback, if anybody wants to share the difference.
Feeling the negative states, I felt the weight on my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of problems with neck pain and headaches, and I thought, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Somehow I'm carrying some psychological burden there, I feel that.
Uh-huh.
Then I remembered a nice exchange I had with Babaji, and at the time I just felt so much joy that my sense of my body wasn't there. The joy just was effusive. It just fused through my body, you know what I mean, like sweat through my body.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even conscious of any pain or difficulty or anything like that. So I could compare the two, and you know, it was just this consciousness of joy spreading throughout my physical plane.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah. Okay. I think everybody had a very similar experience, because that's general what we experience, but often we are not aware of it. The only problem is that we are often so used to that chemical soup which we are emitting into the body, and the body just takes this, and this is a normal state, and we operate in that state, and we are not really aware that we have the capability to shift that. So now let's get a little deeper and see what the body is doing. And we are doing this with kinesiology. I think most of you are familiar with that. It's the arm test. So I would need 2 volunteers. I will not participate in that. One person is testing and the other is being tested. So 2 people standing here, and we'll go through a few rounds of different perceptions. Okay, so who would like to do what?
I don't mind to be tested.
Okay.
Good.
So you will be the tester. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So first we have to find out whether you are testable. And so we do that. So the thing is, you have to stretch out your arm.
Which one? This one?
Just, yeah, whichever you feel more comfortable. Yeah. And your job is to hold it tight. You don't allow it to be pressed down. And you do that all the time. And you don't change your strength. And now, you say your name, what your name is.
Loud
And
or just for me?
no, you say it loud, so we do it twice. First, we want to see how your arm is when you're strong. So you say your name, and Malika will try to push it down. Okay, so, and you can do it here and here. Yeah. Okay. So, and Malika, you remember the strength, and you have to make sure that you press the whole time the same.
Yeah, I remember the strength.
Okay, you remember that. Okay, so now you say, my name is Savadashi. Stretch.
Ooh, was even easier. I did not put the full one.
Okay. Okay, so she is testable. You did, yeah, same strength, and so the principle is very easy. As soon as there's something which does not suit the body, which is not true for the body, then there is a moment. It's only a moment, really. So if you wait too long, it also doesn't work anymore. So you should press immediately when the question is said and when she says something, or thinks something, or feels something. So in that moment, there's a moment where, you know, the muscles weaken. Now let's do it with your name.
Yeah.
Say,
My name is.
say my name is Malika.
Yeah. My name is Malika.
Okay. And now say my name is Mohini.
My name is Mohini.
Okay, you can switch again since this is what you wanted. Okay, so now Mohini. Now you will think of a situation as you did before in the meditation. You think of a situation where you felt overwhelmed. You felt, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I cannot do this. You know, and you have to really feel it. You have to feel the situation. And when you're ready, you stretch out your arm and you hold it. Okay, stretch it out, and Malika, you press down with the same force as before. Okay. Oh, okay, you felt it. Clear, okay. Now relax, ground yourself. Now you think of the empowering situation where you felt you're on top of the world, you could do it, you are empowered, and you had a very successful experience. You could, yeah. And we say when you're ready. Okay. Okay, so you notice the difference. So this shows that even our physiology changes with that. So now we are going one step forward, but before we do that, would anybody else like to try this? Would you like to switch, or would anybody else like to try? No.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I would like to test
Okay.
it with someone else.
You would like to test somebody else?
Yeah.
Okay, so who else? We need one more person who would like to be tested. Okay, thank you. So again, you think of the situation as you did in your meditation, where you felt very
overwhelmed and stressed.
yeah, stressed, you know, exactly that. negative, all the negative emotions, not able to do something. And when you're ready, stretch out your hand. Okay. And now you think of a situation where you were very empowered, you could do something, you were successful in doing something. Okay, good. Okay, but thank you for that. Thank you.
Okay. You want me to test it?
You want to try? You can be the tester of the next one, maybe.
Do you want to test?
Okay, so now you think of a situation first, negative.
Negative one? Positive one? Positive one?
Okay, good. So in all three cases, it was actually very clear. So this is our own state, what we tell ourselves, how we feel, and then how our body responds. But we are interrelated. Everything is interrelated. We are constantly broadcasting, and we are also receiving constantly. So now we want to know, how does our system react to what is being broadcasted from outside into our field? This is a little bit more subtle. So for that, I'm doing it with two people. Whoever we start with two. Devi, you can do it later. I mean, however you decide who wants to do what. You too? Okay. Okay. So now the situation is this: to be sure that nobody is influenced. Who is the tester?
I will test mine.
Okay. Okay. So I would like you to turn around so that you don't know what we are here sending out to you. So we are saying there are two situations. I'll tell you which is the first and which is the second by indicating with my hand here, number 1 and number 2. But she doesn't know whether I'm saying 1 or 2. So we're doing the same thing. One situation is where she feels very empowered and strong, and she could do something, and all what you're thinking is, yes, well done, you can do it, excellent, you're strong, you're capable, you're good. You're sending her all that, but you have to really feel it. It's very important that you send the signal into her field, that very supportive, appreciative. So this is one situation, okay? And the other situation is where you feel that, no, you're not the right person for that. That was not well done. I mean, you know how you have to feel. You're judging her. You're thinking she's not able to do that. You're minimizing her capability. Okay? So you understand the order. This is the order. This is the order. This is the other one. Okay, clear? Clear? Because we don't want different signals to be sent out. Okay. So let's start. We do this for like a minute, and you just wait, do nothing. Now you think of the situation which I indicated. Starting now. You can turn around, Mohini. Okay. So now we'll test, do the arm test. Hold it and okay. 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 Okay, so now we do number 2, the second version. I'm not saying which one it is, but the second version. Okay, again, stretch out your arm. Okay, wow. Wow. So that was very clear what happened. And you see, I mean, your body reacted to that. You're not aware of it, but this is exactly what's happening. We are in that field, and our system gets it. Our system gets the message, but our head doesn't get it. Mm-hmm. But still, our body reacts to it. You know, it was very, very clear. Mm-hmm. So that means how careful we have to be what we think about others. So when we criticize, it's not only with our mouth, and Babaji also mentioned even in Kali Yuga, it's not just you don't get reaction only for saying it, even thinking it. And so that's the result of thinking about somebody in a derogative way, you know, criticizing, diminishing, or empowering, appreciating. So this is our responsibility. And we're not aware of that. We can think whatever we like. Thoughts are free, okay, but this is the consequence. So how did you feel?
I have a mic. In the first one, already before I turned back, it was feeling heavy, and it was like feeling as if the lights are off. And then in the second one, I felt like suddenly the lights are on, and I was not sure if the lights were really on or off. But with the conscious mind, I did not feel any difference. I did not know, like, is it now negative or positive? But in the first one, I really felt it's like a really gray energy. And were the lights off in the first one, or no?
This is very interesting, and people have different sensibilities, you know. So that you are sensitive. So you could feel that, yeah. Okay.
But with the consciousness, I did not feel it really. It was just like, suddenly I realized the lights are on, and...
Yeah, this is all going on a very deep subconscious level. We are not in our thinking mind. Our analytical left brain is not aware of that. And we are so much in our heads, in our left brain, that we just don't conceive that. Good. Okay, so would anybody else like? Or it's not very pleasant to send negative thoughts to somebody. That's why at the end we are doing another clearing exercise to get because all this accumulated negative energy has to be cleared out. Okay, so now let's see what else we have in stock here. Another very interesting thing is just one more little exercise. This is not about saying something, but just looking. And I need, again, 2 people. It can be 2 different people or the same, whoever feels courageous enough to stand here. So this is a simple exercise. So you stand here and just look at the group. So now we are doing 2 rounds. So the first time, we are all looking at her face. Looking at her face. And Mohini, you can't test her. We can actually, yeah, you can test her. So let's all look at her face, and you don't even have to think positively or negatively. You just look into her eyes as much as you can. Okay, and Mohini, now press and hold it. Vera, hold it strong. Hold it. Okay, good. Okay, you can relax for a moment. And now the second round, we are not looking into her face. We are looking below. We are looking below her, anything below her face, not into her eyes. You can look at her body. You can look at her feet. Anything, but not into her face. Clear? Okay, let's do it again. Okay, and okay. Did you know? Did you notice any difference?
I did. It was a little bit more difficult to hold.
Yes.
That's all.
It's very much more difficult to hold. We are doing one more, but this is a very interesting psychological thing. I explain it later, and it can be stronger. We could have tested you first, how you know your arm strength. We didn't do that, but let's do one more. So everybody imagines around her the shape of an egg. Just imagine she's standing in an egg form. You can like a energy field around and shape of an egg. You just visualize it around her. Take a moment to do that, everybody. Okay, and stretch out the arm and press. Okay, thank you. And now we are imagining a square around her, square. Yeah, square shape. Okay, again, visualize it first. Okay, and now stretch out your hand. Okay, thank you. Okay, so what did you notice?
The square is very difficult.
Was very difficult.
Yeah. Goes down
Exactly.
immediately.
Exactly. Yes. So that's very interesting, and that is also why we can protect our energy in an egg shape. Yeah. That's why we're doing the torus activation. You know, I've done it with all those people in our Grow and Heal group, and we can do it at the end when there's still time. This is a very helpful way to protect our energy. So this form, square form, is weakening us. So if you want to strengthen a person, you can create that egg around him. There's a lady in Germany. She did this egg around her son every day. And one time he was just 18 and he drove his car and he completely smashed the car. It was like, car was completely smashed. And nothing happened to him. And the police said, it was like a miracle. How is it possible that nothing happened to him and the car was smashed? And she created this egg around him. So it is really, it can protect. So this is something very helpful. And in the same way, looking into somebody's face, into somebody's eyes, strengthens that person. It's a relationship where we communicate from eye to eye. Whereas it's demeaning if we don't look into a person's eye. And Jaya had this story when this Swami Narayan group came. here, and they didn't look at her because they don't look at women. You know, they're a class of people, monks, sannyasis, who don't want to look at women's faces. So they always look down, and so this is, what is it doing to the woman? It's weakening her. So it's not only that you feel ignored, but it's a psychological and physiological thing, that your body becomes weak by that. So that's also something to keep in mind. Okay, so thank you very much. We are now coming to our next exercise, where now we are clearing the energy, because now we have built up some negative energy. So we're doing another exercise, which is also very, very helpful, which you can do all the time to rid yourself of any negative or foreign energies, because we have seen how much we accumulate energies in our field without being aware of it. And it's very good that from time to time we consciously and deliberately let this energy go. I'm playing again some music. Okay, so again, please take a comfortable position. And if you like, you can close your eyes. And again, feel into your body. And notice your breath. Direct your breath into your belly. Deeply, inhaling and exhaling. Feel relaxing. And just notice your present. Say to yourself, I am here. You're present here. It's your right to exist here. You're taking your room, your space. And as you feel your body, imagine you're increasing it. Imagine growing a little bit in space. If your shoulders were hunched, let them become straight. Your spine is moving up. And you feel yourself centered in your heart. Feel your head just growing up a little bit, becoming bigger. I am here. Feel that. Your presence here. And feel your energy. Feel the stream of energy in your body, your life force. And feel it radiating. It may be a tingling or buzzing. And if you don't feel it, it's also fine. And with every breath, feel that you're pushing your energy out, emanating it outward, radiating it out. And with every breath, any negative residue, any energy that does not belong to you and that does not serve you is allowed to leave you, to leave your energy field. So give it permission. Any energy that does not belong to me, that does not serve me, is now evaporating, is now leaving me. And you're just breathing it out. And as you breathe in, feel your connection with the earth and the sky, and feel radiant white light breathing in and radiating it out. And as you radiate it out, all energy which is not yours is moving, is melting away. I'm here. Feel this. Let your energy radiate out more and more. Feel the strength. Feel how good it feels to be centered and grounded, bathing, basking in your own energy. This is what belongs to you. And I would like you to stay in that feeling as we gently transition into the next exercise, for which you need to open your eyes slowly. And you stay in that state of peace, which is alpha brainwave. And I will go around. I have my tuning forks here. And this will increase your perception of the alpha state. I'm going around so that you all can feel that vibration. So now let us imagine that we are moving from our head into our heart. So imagine that you're sitting on a sofa in your heart, and whatever you're perceiving now in our next exercise, you're perceiving from the space of your heart. Usually we are in our heads, or we are not even in our heads, but we're somewhere else. But our focus is now in our heart. We are centering ourselves in our heart. And that's why it's important to stay in that state of alpha, of relaxation. So being grounded in that state, imagining we are sitting in our heart, I would like you to walk around for the next 5 or 8 minutes, walking around and just perceiving. You can walk outside also. Maybe that would be good to just walk outside for 8 minutes and just perceive and notice your perception. And when you see an object in front of you, stand there and give it a fantasy name. Any fantasy name, so you don't give the labels. You know, whenever we see something, we already know what it is. We have labels. So we're removing all the labels of all the objects. You just stand in front of something, you look at it, and you give it a fantasy name. And then you move to the next object. And just observe and perceive in that state for 8 minutes. And then we come back and we share. So how was that? Would anybody like to share? How did you perceive differently? Take the microphone.
If there were no names, then things were neutral for me.
Mm-hmm.
I perceived the world as more neutral,
Mm-hmm.
and that I understood then that whatever my mind put onto those things gave them meaning or moods, but as themselves, they have no particular field of energy, negative or positive.
Uh-huh.
They're simply inanimate objects.
Excellent, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. Uh-huh.
And then I remember Jagannatha used to sit on the stage there and meditate.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw there's a list of books he's checked out that he hasn't brought back. And I just remembered that their souls are just passing through for a brief time. And it's not negative, it's just as it is.
Uh-huh.
It's just reality.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very important insight, that we are actually giving the meaning, that things are neutral if we perceive them without the labels. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes, Mohini?
It was also funny to give the things new names.
Mm-hmm.
It was feeling like a joke and very childlike
Okay.
somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember as a child I gave everything another name.
Mm-hmm. And your perception of things, did anything change? How you, with your senses, was there any difference in your sensual reception?
Yeah, it was more playful. It was like, I gave the curtain another name, so it was like I was perceiving it a little bit differently.
If you think of the 5 senses, like hearing, seeing, was there any difference in the perception of the sense objects?
It was more clearer.
Okay.
It was not just like seeing it like this, but it was like a more aware perception.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Janaki?
Is that on? So I perceived that everything was more clear in detail.
Mm-hmm.
I was noticing much deeper detail in whatever object I was observing, and the colors were brighter.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly the experience that most people have. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Uh-huh. Anybody else? Okay, we'll just do a mini exercise. Just one volunteer. It will only take 2 minutes. Anybody? You don't have to do anything. Nothing. Just stand here. One brave person. Okay, Mohini, just stand here. That's all. That's all. And you just notice what's happening to you as you see her. Okay, thank you. That's enough. I'll make it short. So when somebody appears in our field, and it doesn't have to be even a person, anything, what happens in that moment to us and to our energy? What happens is that our energy moves from subject to object. Our energy is no more with us. So when she came here, everybody looked at Mohini. So your focus was on Mohini. It was no more on yourself. That means you're giving away your energy to the object that you perceive. So in the same way, whatever happens in the world, when we focus our mind on all the terrible things which are happening, or on anything else, that means energy goes from subject to object. And we can train our minds to call it back to subject and still be present. When we are aware of that, when we are aware of where our energy goes, then we have a much broader spectrum to deal with the reality, and then we become more of conscious creators. We are no more victim of circumstances by all the things which are happening around us, but we are focused on ourselves, on our energy. We are more aware of our energy, and that's the whole idea today, to see what is happening to our energy. How do we perceive? How do we influence others? And how do we get influenced? That means we are broadcasting all the time, sending out signals into the world and receiving signals, because we are all entangled with each other, intertwined. So awareness of that gives us the possibility to choose where we want to have our energy and to protect our energy if needed. And to do that, we can visualize the egg around us, and I have explained it in detail in our Grow and Heal workshop, how to do the torus field activation with breathing and all that. So that's a very powerful exercise, plus the trembling, plus the clearing of the energy. So all these are little tools which can help you to preserve your energy and to be more aware of what is happening. Thank you very much.